Oh, hey y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Doing Better with Bree. It's your girl Bree, and baby, we have some things to talk about.
Baby, you should notice that I ain't going nowhere. I ain't blowing no smoke. I mean, I've been sober, but you should've known it. I wasn't going.
If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, hey y'all. Either way it goes, make sure you hit that notification bell. You're not going to want to miss these conversations. And without further ado, let's get into today's topic of discussion. For today's topic of discussion, baby, we actually have two, which is something that I usually don't do. I usually stick to the one topic because, baby, that's enough to talk about in itself. But for whatever reason, I'm feeling compelled to speak on both of these topics. So what's on the agenda for today, you ask? Well, we will be giving the latest update when it comes to T.I and 50 Cent's drama that really is so played out, but we'll get into that in a second. And we're going to do a lifestyle comparison and what we can learn from that situation. We will also be talking about a story time that really has the girls' panties in a bunch on TikTok. So let's get into it. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I made this video and y'all were really fucking with it, eating it up in the comments. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, baby, you need to follow me on Instagram. So go ahead and scan that QR code or click the link below. Let's talk about what the latest update in their drama is. So the latest update in the 50 Cent drama in them is 50 Cent saying that he is going to create a documentary or a docuseries about T.I. I don't know if it's going to be T.I and his family or just T.I specifically, but I will be watching it just so I can talk shit the entire fucking time if he actually moves forward and does it. But I feel like it is so fucking unnecessary, and he's a sore loser. He was a rapper, and that's what he was really good at outside of producing these shows that people love to watch that are drama filled, full of fucking propaganda, and just not really good for the black community. I mean, I know people really like that show. What was it? Because I didn't really watch too much of it. Power. But like from what I did watch, I stopped watching it early because it was full of propaganda. It was always black women going outside. Somebody always cheating. Somebody always dead. The youngins always got a gun. Like, it was just too much. I get what he was doing, trying to sell that like gritty street life storyline. But to be honest, we need better fucking storylines at this point, because all y'all doing is showing the young niggas, the YNs, why they shouldn't stop doing none of the shit that they doing, because it's showing like there's a profit in this type of lifestyle. And once we stop showing the profit in these badass negative lifestyles, then maybe the youngins won't want to do or behave or act like that. But I do feel like 50 Cent contributes to that. And I mean, like, shit, a lot of movies do. I'm not gonna say that ATL didn't have its little moments like, okay, that's a little ghetto as the hell, but you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Anyways, he said he want to do a documentary on this man. And I'm just like, that's crazy. He said that he got 20 SA cases out here. And I'm just like, okay, so even if you go dig up these old ass hoes and let them have their 2 minutes of fame to tell how they got touched on, this man is not Diddy. He's trying to pull a Diddy on him like he Diddy. This man is not Diddy. Nothing that he stayed is really going to hold too much weight because this man isn't on trial. None of them women came to the front and pressed charges. I mean, what are we even fucking talking about right now? There's no way to prove that, sir. You're not the judge. You're not the jury. You're just going to go dig up some old hoes that's probably mad that he didn't choose them and get to tell a story. And it's just like really fucked up for a black man to do another black man like that. Be trying to pull up some old hoes who could be lying. Like, as a woman, I understand the Me Too movement, and I know how serious it was, and it was for girls who really did have shit happen to them. But we not gonna sit up here and act like women weren't exploiting that whole Me Too movement or straight up lying on men in order to get monetary gain. We not gonna sit up here and act like women do not be lying, because they fucking for sure do. And a lot of women are upset and bitter and broke, and they will do anything in order to secure the bag. And that means, yes, lie on you and try and attempt to ruin your life. As sad as it is, I understand and I'm fully aware that women do that. So I am not a woman that's just gonna automatically believe a woman just because she is a woman. She gonna have to prove that that is what actually happened. She gonna have to prove it to me. I don't give a fuck about no waterworks. I don't give a fuck about no tears, no crying, all that other bullshit. Bitches be lying. So with that being said, where are these old ass hoes that say they got touched on or whatever they say he did? Like, not only is he trying to ruin this man's reputation, it's as if he's trying to ruin this man's marriage, because that would be really detrimental to it if they allow it to be. To be honest, I don't even think T.I and Tiny would give a fuck. But what if she did? What if she was like, why is this man really trying to go this hard to try and prove nothing? He's really just upset that the family, the Harris family, came for his ass in every which way. They all dropped some fire shit. And it's just like, damn. I know you butt hurt, 50. And I get why you butt hurt. And let's talk about why 50 Cent might actually be a butthurt ass nigga. If you're new, I like to break down my show into 3 parts. We talk about the problem itself, what the people involved can learn, and the takeaway for ourselves. When it comes to 50 Cent and T.I.'s lifestyle, choose your lifestyle correctly. A lot of people are miserable when it comes to love and relationships because they didn't actually take the time to weigh the pros and the cons of whatever lifestyle they chose. You're either more than likely going to get married or you're not going to get married. And usually when you don't get married, you partake in the pay to play lifestyle, the sugar baby, sugar daddy lifestyle, and even possibly falling into the poly relationship lifestyle. And it is important that you pick a lifestyle that actually is going to work best for you. Because if you don't, you just become an older person that is possibly bitter and resentful of their life. And that is what people have picked up from 50 Cent along this journey with this beef. Now, they are still currently in the middle of all of the drama. They are still currently dropping songs. Well, T.I dropped songs, and they're saying that 50 Cent has just recently, thrown shots in one of his songs that he dropped. They dropped new music. So they're saying that the new music that 50 Cent has dropped, he threw shade towards the Harris family. Not only is he throwing shade, he's threatening to do a documentary, and I hope that the Harris family does not get scared and they themselves go ahead and do a documentary on his ass, because I promise you he probably has a lot more people that don't like him and have negative things to say about him than T.I does, because no matter what he wants to say about him, this man has been married and kind of off the grid for a little while now. In all seriousness, though, I do believe their beef brings about a deeper conversation that I feel like needs to be had by people that are in their late 20s, 30s, and up. And it's all about lifestyle choices. A lot of us don't know what the fuck we want to do. We're completely lost when it comes to love and relationships. Most of us know exactly what we want to do as far as financially. And even if you don't know right now, that's your main focus is, let me figure out how to make more money to live a easier life. That's pretty much a lot of people's mindset once they get to that late 20s, 30s, and up, okay? But some people focus in on relationships. Their whole focus is relationship. And they'll deal with the money and everything later. That's why we have some people that get married broke as the hell, okay? Or get into relationships with no money, because their focus is not necessarily on building a certain type of lifestyle, but just having somebody and having a companion, right? So we have 2 men here that have 2 completely different lifestyles. Obviously, T.I has been married to Tiny for a while. We're not going to say the relationship is perfect. Things have happened within their marriage, but they have stayed together and stuck through it and raised these children. And to a lot of people, that's what's important, right? We live in a culture where people honestly believe you can leave one person and then go to somebody else and it's just going to be 10 times better. And that's not the case. Don't let these people on social media push a lot of BS propaganda. Now, obviously you should leave a man who's putting his hands on you and doing certain things to you, but when it comes to a lot of these relationships, people aren't just, willing to throw away years of a relationship for certain things that they know that they can work through, because there's really nobody out here that's perfect. There's really nobody out here that's probably going to give you a 10 times better experience when it comes to love and relationships, unless you literally had one of the worst relationships known to man. Then obviously the next one's going to feel 10 times better. But after a while, even that person is going to find a reason to piss you the fuck off. You're going to have problems. They're going to fail in certain things, and you're going to have to either forgive them or move on, right? Okay, cool. We get it, right? 50 Cent, on the other hand, has been lacking the affection of a mother. He never really got a chance to be nurtured by his mother, and we all know why. His relationships with women have not been the best when it comes to his dating lifestyle. And right now we know that he is not married. Now he probably does have some girl somewhere that he's paying attention for, because a man of his status, they're not going to be dealing with any woman for free. And I'm sure whomever the woman is, she's beautiful. I wouldn't expect anything less. I do believe that he is paying a really high rate in order to entertain that said woman, because that's usually what comes with the lifestyle. You're a man who has a lot of money. You're kind of a bachelor. You have one woman, maybe two, a few women that you can afford. You spend money with them, and those are the women that keep you entertained. Some men, they swear up and down that's the life. Some men say it's not, because I do not believe that a lot of these women genuinely care about you. If you don't have the money, they're not going to be there, obviously, right? But it's deeper than that. When you are just like a fun girlfriend, you don't have to do any like deep caring. You don't have to co-parent with him and his kids with other women. You don't have to worry about that motherfucker's mental health like that. There's just so many things that you don't have to do. You get to play it safe when you're just kind of like a mistress in a man's life that he pays for. So those are the two lifestyles that we're going to focus on. Marriage that can have problems and it's not going to be perfect. And then we have the bachelor male lifestyle, the pay to play lifestyle that so many men seem to want to get money to have. Truth is, not everyone's going to have 50 cent money. We know that. Okay, cool. Not everyone is going to have 50 cents money, but we are having a major problem of men who believe that they can just go out here and be diabolical, play around in their relationships, play in their marriages, play all day, and that they'll still be able to bounce back when they're older and maybe get a younger woman, maybe have a woman that cares about them and things like that. And the truth of the matter is, you can get a woman that will be there. That is true, as long as you have the finances to have that woman. But will you get a woman that can relate to you and the things that you've been through? Probably not. Will you be able to get a woman who has been there for you? Probably not. Will you have a woman who literally probably tries to rush her experiences with you to just hurry up and get the money to get back to whatever the fuck she was wanting to do? That's more likely what happens to a lot of men. A lot of men live in delusion, thinking like once they get to a certain point in their life, like these women actually love them. But it's very rare that a woman will love you and you have not... And y'all really ain't been through shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like, going through shit together builds the relationship. It makes the relationships. It makes things relatable, conversations relatable. And that's why I believe that people should kind of date within their tax, not their tax bracket, but yeah, that too. But like their age bracket. Like, don't go too high. Don't go too low. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what 50 Cent is doing. That's just what he gives. A man that is paying for attention, paid to play lifestyle, because what man with his money kind of isn't? But I do believe, honestly, that 50 Cent even acts the way that he does because he is lacking the affection of a woman that genuinely cares about him. Women have a way of getting in their men's head and, convincing them to calm down and, having them take a second look at things and just think deeper about situations and conversations and the lifestyle that they are creating. Like, we just usually, once a woman loves you, you can genuinely tell that she loves you because she wants you to make the best decisions. And you usually don't have time to be a petty ass motherfucker when you really have someone that loves you. You're too busy, laid up, caked up, cuddling with this woman and telling her how you want to, maybe make a baby with her. You're not online starting beef with black people. Because in essence, that's pretty much what 50 Cent does. Like, he sold out to the white people, and ever since, he has been really targeting black people, talking badly about black people. Like, yeah, he has a few moments here and there. I remember when he talked bad about Madonna, but Madonna was shocked. She was like, dang, I thought we was friends. And he just really just like randomly just attacked her. Like, it's beyond pettiness. It is loneliness. It is loneliness. And I don't care how much money that man has. do believe that his heart is lonely. It yearns for something more. It yearns for something deeper. But the woman he keeps running into more than likely are shallow women that don't really want or see a real husband when it comes to 50 Cent. A lot of women see a man that they can gain something from. They don't look at him like a husband. And that could be the problem that he also has and that he knows. And so he chooses to express himself in this petty ass way, almost masking the loneliness that some of us can easily see. For us, what is it that we can learn from watching these men go back and forth? I will say this. Don't ever give up on things that you love to do. If you want to keep making music, make music, because T.I.'s music, since he's dropped, has brought so much joy into a lot of people's lives because they just miss the old music of back in the day. The new young music is just too upbeat. It's on a different vibration and wavelength. And sometimes some of us just want to hear some of that good old school ATL music. And even 50 Cent, like, he may not be the best person or have the best lifestyle, but like, let's not act like his music isn't hitting. Like, I still would have loved to hear 50 Cent drop some shit, because even though I may not like the way he handling this situation or the fact that he's like a major fucking troll or whatever, we can never take away from the fact that he's a great artist. I just wish he also took time to find a woman and have a woman that actually loved him, so that maybe he could be a more pleasant person. But if he wants to be a troll, and trolling is what got him to where he is as far as like right now with his current deals and his current ventures, then that's what he's going to do. I don't see that actually changing for 50 Cent. It seems like he will just keep it going for a while, or even as long as possible. But you guys, let me know how you feel about 50 Cent versus T.I. in the comment. Do you feel like all of this drama is really stemming from verses that 50 Cent refused to do? Do you really feel like T.I. was a snitch and that 50 Cent has a valid reason for not wanting to do music with him? Or do you feel like all of this is just some petty old man drama and it's time for them to wrap it up? Either way, let me know down below in the comments. Now, the next conversation on today's agenda is one that really, really, really upset me. Women like this is the reason why we have such a sassy man epidemic. If you watch any of my content, you know I don't really talk badly about like men specifically. Like, yeah, y'all be doing some stuff, but women, we also have to be accountable for the things that we have done as well. I do feel like if we work together, then relationships would be a lot better. And I'm not going to lie, like, there aren't some successful relationships, which there are. So if you're looking for someone, I hope that you are able to find them. Fingers crossed for you. The truth is, a lot of people just will not. It's just a numbers game. It's all about numbers. There will be a small percentage of people who actually marry people that they're supposed to be with, that they're equally yoked with, that will stay together, that will love each other, that will withstand the test of time. Then there are people who will never find anyone because they just don't know how to get it together. Their character won't allow them to match with anybody. They're better off by themselves. And we have people like that. Then we have people who will have that love that will make people jealous, that storybook love, that one of one that's so rare that only so many people will ever be able to experience. And yes, there are people out here who might actually get that love story and that love lifestyle. But for a good bit of people, they're going to keep getting in relationships and failing, getting in relationships and failing, getting in relationships and failing. And so with that being said, I feel like these type of women also contribute to the way that certain men like to operate. So there was a young lady who wanted to come to TikTok to tell her story about her vacation nightmare. Now, she only came after her ex came and told his side of the story and tried to make her look like the bad guy, make her look crazy.
So I've been reluctant to tell the story for a minute now. I just feel like I had to get over it and talk about it. But it's just, it's one of the funny stories to me now. But yeah, I was going on a trip for my birthday right out of the country. And we weren't going to like Cancun or anything like that. We're going to the Middle East. So, as Americans, you definitely know what the Middle East brings. You definitely, and it's beautiful, but at the same time, you gotta have high awareness for, they just don't like Americans. But, we called ourselves going to Cyprus, this little island in the Mediterranean Sea, surrounded by Giza, Jerusalem, all these war-torn, countries. So as we get over there, as we about to go over there, we about to get on a plane or whatever, me and this girl arguing, right? And like, I just had a feeling like I shouldn't go, but, sometimes you don't listen to your intuition. So I ended up calling my peoples, my mom, and I don't ever call my mom or my folks, because you can tell your folks about your girl, your mom about your girl, and your mom still be thinking about the girl that certain type of way, and you don't move on. But just something told me, call it, tell her mom, like, me and this girl arguing. What should I do? My mom's like, go home. If y'all arguing, just go home. But I was like, it's my birthday. She's like, yeah, it's your birthday, so go home if you don't think it's something, you should be doing. So I get up to walk out the gate and go home. Her mom called me like, can you please go with her daughter, And I was like, Mom, I wouldn't let my daughter go to no Middle East country and by herself and don't know nothing, nobody, don't know Arabic, don't know nothing. So I was just like, all right, I'll go. So I turned around and I got on the plane. Everything was cool. We weren't arguing or anything like that. But I work a lot of hours, so I told her, look, babe, can you pack my socks and underwear? I'll pack my clothes, and I'll be cool. So when we get over there or whatever, we're going to this excursion. We jump in the sea. We having a great time. And as we get back to the room or whatever, I'm looking through my shit. I'm like, where my socks and underwear at? And I didn't have none. So I'm like, what you want me to do? I'm 6'4", 200 something plus pounds. So I'm like, we're in this little Arabic place, you know what I'm saying? These people wearing flip-flops year round, so I'm not gonna find nothing for me. So we walk around, I'm getting frustrated a little bit. So I'm like, look, I'm just go back to the room and chill for the day. But she had already planned all this stuff for my birthday. So I understood that, but at the same time, I said, I'm not about to be free balling and walk around with no socks. So she, she gets mad. I said, look, I'm gonna go eat, I'm gonna go back to the room. She's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go eat somewhere else. So she goes, eat somewhere else. I don't see her at all day. It gets around like 10 o'clock, she comes back in the room and leaves again. I'm like, okay, that's weird. So as she leaves again, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, all right, maybe she's gonna come back a little bit later. This girl don't come back at all. It's like 1 in the morning, I'm starting to like really worry about her. So as it's 1 in the morning, I get up, I'm like, let me go find this girl. I really, I don't want her to be out here bad. So as I'm walking around the resort, I walk to this bar, I'm like, maybe she's in here. I walk in the bar, and from when I walked past it, it was the people that were singing on stage. It was like a little family band thing. So she's sitting with this couple that was singing on stage, and I just heard in a couple. And I'm just like, this shit is weird. Like, come on, like, I'm not about to do this with you all night. So like she waves me off like, I'm not about to come back with you. So I'm like, okay, cool. Pretty much says fuck you. And I'm like, all right. So I go back to the room, I'm chilling. I'm like, damn, like what's going on? And I just say I'm stay up until she gets here. 1 hour go by, 2 hours go by. It's 3 in the morning. I'm like, what is she doing? I'm panicking now because I really think something happened to her. These people done lured her, all got her drunk, and did something to her. They might have took her ID or something. So I get her, I get closer to her. I'm like, yo, we'll figure this shit out later. Let's get back to the room. So I end up, grab her hand and, walk to the room. The guys, leave us alone. I get back to the room. I'm like, yo, I'm not doing this shit with you every time we go on a trip. So when we get back to where we at, I'm pretty much done. Which I shouldn't have said that. I should just kept my mouth closed and just let it be, let the trip go out the way it's supposed to go out. But instead, she get mad. I'm like, yo, can you go in the bathroom, clean yourself up? Like, this shit not, I'm not about to do this shit with you. Like, so she go in the bathroom for like 5-10 minutes, come back out and says, you can go home now. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what is she talking about? She can't be serious right now. And I'm like, nah, she's not. She's like, you call my bluff. Like, call the airline. I'm like, okay. So I call the airline. Man, this girl canceled my flight home to America, which is 17 hours one way there. When I tell you I was in the bed shaking because I couldn't fathom what she just did. Like I don't give a fuck how mad you are at somebody. You don't do nothing like that. So I just literally, I had to pray to God. He gave me some discernment to, get through the situation. So what I do, I end up calling her folks. I call her dad because at this point I need to speak to a man. Like, I'm not about to lose my sanity and go crazy and be locked up over here in this Middle East jail. I don't know what these people gonna do to me. So I'm like, so I called her dad. I'm like, yo, get your daughter, yo. And I told her, I'm like, yo, she canceled my flight home. He said, she did the fuck what? I said, yeah, she canceled my flight home. He's like, put her on the phone. I said, honestly, sir, can you just call her phone? I don't want her to use my phone or any of that shit. So he gets on the phone with her and they're trying to get my flight reinstated. And, her brother and all them coming like, yeah, she really did that. Like, yeah, bro. I sent him the information. He's like, bro, that is evil. Like I ain't never heard no shit like that. Her sisters, all them were telling us evil. And I'm like, that's y'all's blood. Y'all need to get her, whip her into shape. Like, but I just know that's just how things are when you don't hold nobody accountable all their life. So I was just like, man. So I just, at that point, them trying to get me reinstated, I said, fuck it, I'm just get my own flight home. I spent $2,000 on a flight to get back to America. Mind you, when I got to the airport, before I got to the airport, my birthday was at 12, right? And I'm like, all right, I bought me a Gold Bottle of Ace. I'm gonna drink it before I go. I'm just celebrate a little bit, get in the shower, get my stuff together, and leave, and go to the airport. As I go get in the shower and drink the bottle, and I leave the bathroom for a second, she go in there and take my bottle and pour it out. I'm like, oh, this girl crazy for real. Like, and you know how crazy, the devil will play with you a little bit too, because he literally let her come over to where my nightstand was and put all her stuff, her ID, her passport, all stuff on my nightstand. And I'm just like, well, you testing me right now. But fast forward, I get over that situation. I leave the room, and I don't use a card or anything like that. I just let it be, And I get to the airport and they think I'm doing fraud. So I spent literally 3 days at the airport because I didn't know where I was at, how to get a hotel, how to do this, how to do that. So I literally just stayed at the airport for 3 days on that cold marble floor. And sometimes God sends you a life lesson that you really fucking need. Like, I realized I never want to go to jail over no female. Sleeping on the floor, the closest thing I really want to do, to go to jail. So it's just one of those things you always learn in life. Some shit really might be terrible, 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 but it's always something that, it's a life lesson that you got to take from it and run with it. So, I think everything worked out for itself, on the back end. So,
okay, so I know y'all probably seen this video right here. This here is my ex. He is talking about me. I am the girl that canceled his flight when we were in Cyprus. I did indeed cancel his flight. And it was because not only did he hit me while we was out there, he was verbally abusing me and texting other women while we was on the trip that I paid for. Not to mention, this trip had been planned since 2 months prior. I did purchase the flights because I said that, it was his birthday. Not only did I purchase the flights, I paid for his clothes. I packed his clothes. I bought toiletries. I also made a snack bag for the airplane, even down to the neck pillow, just because I'm that detailed. Like, I had been planning and I just wanted everything to be right for his birthday. So yes, we were arguing at the airport, but it was because he was texting other women that I had found out maybe like a day before, and I'll attach the screenshots somewhere in the video. But even then, I was like, like, let's just go, like, let's just have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's your birthday and we'll figure out the rest because, I've already paid for it. I didn't want the trip to go to waste, and I feel like we was mature enough to just still have a good time. So I thought. So as you can see right here, we was at the airport, like, things was good. Like, we was just gonna have a good time and kind of just go from there. We were just kind of just vibe. So we get there, and it's the first night, and we're getting ready for dinner. Like I said, I had planned a whole itinerary, so we were going to go to dinner. We were also going to go to a show, and then we were going to go to the bar and then the club. I'll post the itinerary if I can find it. I'll post it somewhere along this video that I had made for his birthday. So he's getting ready, and he looks in his bag, and he's like, babe, like, where's my socks? And I'm thinking, damn, like, I forgot your socks. Like, that was the only thing I forgot. I swear to God. I'm like, damn, I forgot your socks. But I'm thinking, they have a market downstairs. Like, we can just go down to the market right before dinner, and we can see if they got some socks. We went down there. They had socks, but they didn't have any his size. So he has an attitude about it. So he's being overly rude. He's like, I don't need you to pack shit else for me. Don't fucking pack my stuff for me no more. Like, just going on and on about the socks. Like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, you can cancel everything tonight. I'm not going to dinner. I'm not going to no show. I'm not doing nothing. I'll just order some food to the room, and I'll just stay in the room. So at this point, I'm feeling like a little bit unappreciated. Like, like, you're doing all of this about some socks. So at this point, I'm not going to let you ruin something that I planned. I'll just go enjoy it myself. So I went to dinner by myself. I went to the show by myself. And I ended up going to the bar. And not only was I just sitting with the couple by myself, it was the couple, a bartender, and it was one other person. And we were all kind of like conversing. Even the bartender was drinking with us. So we're all drinking. The bar's getting ready to close. And he comes down. And as we're all sitting at the table, he's like, come the fuck on. You don't even know these people. I'm just looking like just so embarrassed and disgusted. Like... So after that, of course, I do not get up because now I'm feeling played. Like, why are you even doing all of this right now? If you don't want to do anything, that's fine. But you're not finna ruin something good for me. So at this point, they're about to go out off the resort to go to the club. So I'm like, of course I want to tag along. Because I don't want to go to the room and be into it with you for what? Like, I'm going to go out. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to enjoy myself. So I go out and I come back around 3 a.m. Yes, I was sitting on the golf cart because I had on red bottoms and I wasn't about to walk to the room. When they have people there that'll escort you there. But I am arguing with the people, letting them know that I left my ID in the taxi and could they call the taxi for me. And they basically were saying, yeah, like as we was coming to agreements, like he was walking up. So I'm telling him what's going on. And he's like, you're just surrounded around a bunch of men in the middle of nowhere and you're by yourself and stuff like that. Mind you, yes, I'm lit, but if anybody knows me, I'm never just out of my body drunk, especially if I'm by myself. I've solo traveled by myself. I've been to Thailand. I've been to Colombia. I've been to a lot of places by myself, self-traveling by myself alone. So I'm very self-aware and aware of my surroundings. And he wanted me to leave my ID there overnight in a taxi. And I'm like, no, when we can just establish this right now and I can get my stuff right now. But at this point, he's like, oh, he gently like escorted me back to the room. No, he damn near drugged me to the room. And that's when he put his hands on me. And I'll put the pictures right here. So even then, the next morning I get up and I'm still trying to keep the peace because, at this point, like, it's still about to be his birthday. I'm still just trying to find some kind of peace. So he's still going on and on about it. So at this point, I'm kind of being curious and I see his Apple Watch. So I go through his Apple Watch again and he's texting more women off of dating apps while we're on the trip together that I paid for. And so now at this point, this is pretty much it for me. Like, canceling his flight is already on my mind. But what put the icing on the cake is that, Europe has a certain type of adapter that goes into the wall. So I'm asking him, can I use his? Because he purchased one and I wasn't able to purchase one at the time because the store wasn't open. And so he basically was just like, no, like, I can't use his stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now you're just being extremely spiteful. Okay, let me be spiteful too. So you can figure out your flight plans home. And not only did I cancel his flight, but I also made my friends go over to my house and pack up his stuff and have it waiting for him. My parents drove from Houston to Dallas to help him move his things and to escort him out of my home. Because you're not going to physically abuse me, verbally abuse me, mentally abuse me. Like, you're financially abusing me. Like, I had been paying rent at that apartment for 3 months by myself. And that was the only time we had lived together. I helped him get a job because I work in HR. I did him 2 resumes, applied for jobs for him. And the job that he landed, he was making more money than he ever made. And he still complained about the job. I even have receipts from his ex that he dated for 3 years. How he did the same thing to her, mentally, verbally, financially. And all of these things. Like, this is just what he does to women. Even after all of that and a year later, he's still messing with me. He's still texting my friends. He's still stalking my Instagram. He's still making videos about me. Like, this is, like, insane. But this is just me telling half of what happened in Cyprus. Like, that does not even just sum up the whole gist of our relationship. I could have been did a story time a long time ago, but I just didn't even care enough to, like, I just wanted to move on. And I am happily in a new relationship now. Like, I don't care about him. I'm not thinking about him. I had been seeing the video and I wasn't even going to address it. But when I seen that, it kind of started blowing up. I'm like, I'm not going to let him get clout off my name, especially when he's fabricating.
Y'all heard the bullshit that came out of that girl's mouth. She's contributing to the reason why we have a sassy nigga epidemic. And before y'all start with me, I don't even call niggas sassy like that. But this is one of the reasons why they will be sassy, because of women like this. They think they're being a good girl, but they're actually enabling a grown ass man. So as y'all see, it was his 29th birthday. And like she said, she has filled out job applications, applied to jobs for him, pretty much did everything for this man. And this is a problem for multiple reasons, okay? Now, My father told me a man that don't work don't eat, and that if he lose his job, leave him, because that's not your husband. Okay, it's different if it's your husband. You made a commitment to your family, your friends, and before God to be that for that man, ups and down and everything in between. And a man should never actually want to be in a relationship with any woman when he don't have nothing. He should remove himself, and he should remove himself so he can focus on himself. Because what's so detrimental to a lot of men's mental health and why they become very angry is because I know how women operate. If you are in a situation where you have pretty much lost everything and you don't have nothing, you have to understand that that woman is going to be way pettier than you could ever fucking be. Do you understand? When a man has money and a woman doesn't have money, yeah, they'll throw a little bit of financial abuse around here and there. Not too much, because most men, once they have money, they don't mind spending it if you're their lady. Okay, but one thing about a woman, a lot of them, when they're having to take care of you, they letting everybody know they how to take care of you. They're degrading you. They are challenging your masculinity. It's just not going to be the same type of dynamic when a man doesn't have the money versus when a woman doesn't have the money. A woman could be broke all motherfucking day, and some man will come over there and save her and want to be her Superman. Okay, but a man, he's going to get met with a lot of resentment, a lot of shit talking to, a lot of just embarrassment, the conversations with the family that are being had behind you. And yes, that can make you into an angry man and make you want to lash out. So it is also very, very important as a man that you don't stay in relationships when you don't have money, no matter how much that girl is like, baby, I'll help you. I'll help you. It's a trap, sir. It's a trap, and it's going to affect your mental health, and she's going to try and abandon you at one of your most vulnerable times. Now, as you see, this man was not being a good man. Yeah, obviously he was talking to other women. He had been talking to other women, and she got very upset with him and decided to abandon him in a foreign country. And he had to call his family to come and basically save him so that he can get back. In his story, he said that he had to stay in the airport for a couple of days while trying to get a flight back to the States. Doing things like this for men does not help them in the long run. A man that does not work does not eat. A man that does not know how to run it up on his own is not a boss. You can't be a boss. You cannot wear the pants in your relationship. And a woman will talk so badly about you. So badly. I mean, take a look at this humiliation ritual that this man has just gone through. This woman said she called her family to pack up his shit. So not only did he get left in another country, all his shit was waiting for him when he got back. He decided he wanted to tell his story time about it, and then he got further embarrassed when the woman started showing receipts and talking about more and more about actually what happened. This is very detrimental to men, and it is not okay for any man to put themselves in a situation with a woman to where she can embarrass you on that type of scale. That's not masculine. It's actually very feminine to be in that type of situation where someone is putting you out. And to be honest, nobody should be getting put out of nothing, but it's usually like, even if a girl gets put out, they go back to their parents' house. Usually you go back to the coven of your mom and dad. You know, someone's usually going to help you if you have a good circle or you need to get away from the relationship. Men, it is really embarrassing and hard for them to call home and say, hey, I'm homeless, or I need to start from the ground up. You would never be put in a situation to where you can say your girlfriend put you out if you had went back home willingly, way before there was a chance for that type of stuff to even happen. Once you couldn't pay the rent there, you should bow out gracefully as a man and go back home and be where your parents will love you and, you know, support you. And if you don't have parents, then you need to go 3 times harder to maintain yours and never be put in a situation to where anybody can put you out. These type of women breed sassy men. They breed men who think that it's okay to act out, yell, scream, put their hands on a woman when they're upset. We have to blame the women who contribute to this BS too. Filling out a man's application, baby, he can do that himself. Helping him find a job, he can do that himself. He need to call a homeboy and get a job referral. Why are you doing all the heavy lifting in this relationship for the man? Paying for vacation where a man doesn't have income, It didn't seem like he was grateful, he was pressed or anything, because a grateful man is not going to be messaging other women. He's going to be fully involved. He was too quick to be like, fuck it, I'm going on a dinner, I'm not doing nothing with you, like, I'm cool staying in the room because you fucked my shit up. This man is grown as fuck. He can pack his own motherfucking bag. Let these men handle their stuff themselves. A lot of them want to be able to handle it themselves, but y'all just be so pressury of trying to be Mrs. Perfect, Mrs. Super Supportive girlfriend, that they like, fuck it, I'll let you do it. And then when you fuck shit up for them, they're gonna get mad because they know for a fact deep down they could have did it themselves. And so do it yourselves, men. Don't be living with women when you don't have no money. Don't be putting yourself in situation to be putting out of anything because you don't have no money. Don't sit here and listen to the BS that a woman will sell you, because I'm telling you, we will sell you some BS saying that we're going to be here for you, we're super supportive of you, until your ass jumps wrong. Everything is contingent. You have to walk around on eggshells in your relationship when you don't have no money as a man, because at any point in time that woman can get emotional and say, you know what, today's the day I feel like putting him out the fucking house, or today's the day because I'm on my period that I feel like starting some shit and telling everybody that he's broke as fuck, or getting on social media and telling all his broke ass business. Don't put yourselves in that situation. And I'm so sick of women who do too much for men like this. I'm sick of it, because you're raising them to be sassy and not self-sufficient. You actually, yeah, in essence, women do help raise their men. And when I say raise men, like, men will get with certain women and they'll just level up mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's almost like you damn near raised that nigga. And the reason is because he sees how you operate on a day-to-day. He hears the conversations that you have. He understands your point of view because you're making it clear your point of view. You're having the conversations that are hard to have. You're giving the reassurance. It's damn near like you be raising these niggas. And some men, they understand and they grow. They grow, right? And some men, they digress because you do everything for them. You take care of everything for them. So instead of them growing in the relationship with you, it's a slippery slope. That's what I'm saying. It's a slippery slope to the bottom of being a punk ass nigga. We have women out here who do not put their foot down and do not tell men, no, I will not be doing this. You need to take the time to do it. You need to take the time to focus in on your life. We need to take a break in this relationship. And you know why? Because they be sexually wanting a relationship. They want the sexual parts of the relationship more than they actually want the actual hard work that it takes to be a good woman and help a man get to his highest potential. Some women will stagnate a man's growth, and this is the type of woman to do it. And then for her to say, I've got a new relationship. This bitch don't need to be having no relationships. I don't need you having no more man. You out here breeding punks. Like, is you gonna brush his teeth for him too and put the mouthwash in his mouth? Like, is you gonna chew his food for him? Like, she's an enabler. She's an enabler. And this is why we have so many men that crash out, that have it so hard in relationships, because they go from being with an enabler ass woman to a woman who not gonna do all that. She'll be maybe your emotional support. She'll be there for you to have deeper conversations. She'll be there for you on business things. A good woman's not gonna even be entertaining a man who don't have his shit together. So a lot of times y'all don't be attracting good women. Y'all be attracting women that are bored and desperate when you're in this situation. This woman was bored and desperate. For whatever reason, bored and desperate, because a man who knows he's a good man, if you really take your time to practice discernment, you will align with the type of woman that you're supposed to be with, for sure. But when you ain't shit, you're going to align with women with low confidence who come off to seem like they want to do everything for you, and then later throw it in your face any chance they get and tell everybody what they did for you, how they did it for you. You'll never be able to live it down. And a lot of men, they don't want to deal with that. Most men ain't going to deal with that. My daddy told me if he didn't have no money, he not going to call a bitch. If he was going homeless, he not going to go stay with his girlfriend. He going to call his parents. If he was needing a new job, he gonna go fill out the application to find a job for himself, because he don't need a woman doing all that. Oh, I found you this job, I did this and this and this and this for you, because you can best believe they fucking will. But you guys, let me know how you feel about that in the comments. Do you feel like this girl was super naive or super supportive? For me, y'all know where I stand. I feel like she was super naive, and we need to let these men be men and do what they need to do in order to level their lives up. You know, it builds character. It makes a better man. It makes a better father to be able to teach his son hard work and consistency. And those are the type of things that we need to happen. We don't need women who sit up here and try and do everything for a man to the point where you enable him and you turn him into a punk. But with that being said, you guys, that's all the time that I have for tonight. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And like I always say, do 1% better a day, get your bag, and stay out the way. Until next time, peace.